If you feel wired but tired at night, where your body feels alert even though you're exhausted from your busy day, or your mind just won't shut off the second your head hits the pillow, you might be dealing with something called hyperarousal, and it's one of the most common and least understood causes of insomnia. If you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Meredith Loudon. I'm a former insomniac turned sleep coach, and I help people retrain their mind and body to sleep naturally without sleep aids, without supplements, or overthinking it. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through what hyperarousal really is, why it keeps your mind and body in alert mode at night, and most importantly, how to calm your nervous system so that your brain finally gets the signal that it's okay to let go and relax and sleep. So what is hyperarousal? Hyperarousal is basically when your brain and your nervous system are stuck in high alert mode. This means your body is constantly scanning for potential threats, even when there are none. And yes, this includes at night when your only to-do is to sleep. Hyperarousal is the opposite of the rest and digest state that your body needs to be in to fall asleep. So instead of relaxing, your nervous system is actually firing off stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline because it thinks that there's something to either fix, solve, or prepare you for. And some common signs that you're dealing with hyperarousal insomnia include feeling alert when you're physically exhausted, having a racing mind when you close your eyes, having an increased heart rate or feeling restless in bed, also waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to fall back asleep, or feeling like your body is uncomfortable sitting still even when you're trying to take a break and relax. So what causes this hyperarousal? Honestly, our modern society kind of programs us to be very hypervigilant and always in motion, always doing things to the point where sitting still and simply existing as a human being in the present moment feels foreign and unfamiliar. But guess what? To sleep, that's exactly what needs to happen. Productivity has become like the number one value that most people have subconsciously, simply because we've been programmed to think that way from a very young age. But this way of operating in your life is actually screwing up your sleep. Hyperarousal can also come from chronic stress, unprocessed anxiety or emotions, trauma, even long-term stressors like burnout or perfectionism can lead to hyperarousal at night. Also, living a really busy lifestyle without adding any blank space for you to simply reconnect with yourself, or past experiences of insomnia or not sleeping well can also lead to this hyperarousal related insomnia because your brain then anticipates sleep to be a problem, which triggers more alertness and makes it even harder to sleep. So you can see why so many people have trouble sleeping these days. And I completely relate. I had insomnia for 16 years. It started when I was around 11 years old, but now I sleep great. I don't think about my sleep, even though I make tons of videos like these. I don't worry about my sleep, and I'd say on average, I'm getting over 8 hours of sleep pretty much every single night, because ever since I fixed my insomnia, I literally just love to sleep. So what it comes down to is hyperarousal is a survival mechanism. Your brain thinks it's helping you by keeping you alert and ready just in case. But in reality, you don't need to be alert and ready. It's perfectly okay for you to do nothing and sleep. So how do you start calming the hyperarousal response and start getting more sleep? Let's now talk about how to shift your body out of that fight or flight mode and into a state where sleep can happen easily and naturally again. So tip number one is to start reassociating nighttime with safety. What many people are experiencing is their brain has learned that nighttime equals danger or struggle or time to problem solve or check one more thing off the to-do list. So you have to teach it a new message that it's okay to just exist and do nothing at night. The simplest way to do this is with visual cues and also forcing yourself to detach from anything that would be considered productive. Forget about cleaning your kitchen if you have to. Not every single thing has to get done every single day. So dim the lights, light a candle, cut yourself off from mindless scrolling. This is not the time to go down the rabbit hole planning a vacation or obsessing over solving some problem in your life. I know that that's what you're going to want to do, but you have to force yourself to just stop doing productive things. Instead, just journal or read something just for fun. I love fiction books. As a kid, I loved to read mystery and fantasy novels, and so I still read those genres because that to me feels like it's just for fun. And this signals to your brain that we're safe. Nothing important is happening. We're just relaxing. And that is how your nervous system shifts into the parasympathetic state, which is the rest and digest state where it's easy to sleep. My next tip, number 2, is to focus on rest, not sleep. Sleep is a passive process. The harder you try to sleep, the harder it becomes. So if you're laying in bed waiting to fall asleep and you're super aware of how long you've been laying there, instead you need to shift your focus. So instead of putting so much pressure on the situation and thinking, I have to sleep, or counting how many hours are left until your alarm goes off, instead say things to yourself like, I'm just going to rest. That's all, nothing else. I finally just get to take a break from my busy day, and I'm okay just chilling here. A lot of my clients also find it super helpful reminding themselves that they are safe. So the whole attitude is, my body is safe. I get to do nothing right now. Even if I'm not asleep, I'm still recharging my energy. This shift in mindset reduces anxiety around sleep, and it helps deactivate the alertness and that hyperarousal. And the end result is you end up falling asleep no problem. Another key tip I have is to intentionally slow down your brainwaves before bed. Most people go from rushing through their day to then staring at a screen all night, then laying in bed hoping to instantly fall asleep. But your brain doesn't work like that. It needs a transition. Use the last 1 to 2 hours of your evening to gradually shift out of the active beta brainwave where you're focused and thinking into the alpha brainwave, which is the relaxed state just before sleep. You can do this by journaling, reading something light, listening to calming music, doing a meditation, or even just chilling in bed and listening to a podcast or an audiobook. Over time, it gets easier to detach from the day, and you'll be able to slow down your mind and body and fall asleep much faster. If you've been dealing with insomnia for a while, this hyper-aroused state has likely become your default. But the good news is it's 100% reversible. And this is what I teach inside my free masterclass, where I walk you through how to retrain your brain and nervous system to sleep naturally again without the stress, sleep aids, or any supplements. If this video resonated with you, then you're going to love this masterclass. So go watch that next, and you'll find the link in the description below. I want you to also remember that you are not broken. Your sleep isn't broken. Your brain has just been stuck in survival mode, and you're learning how to show your brain that not everything is so important or so serious. It's okay to take the pressure off yourself. If this helped you, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments, what is the number one thing from this video that you're going to implement tonight? I'd love to hear from you, and your comment might also help someone who really needs it. You still have the natural ability to sleep, and you are so much more powerful than you think.